to all the film festivals.
Come home, Roman.
Come home, Roman.
Brag. We can't.
Jason, if you want to read your statement.
If you tell him
we can't,
he's going to do it.
We can't start the Memento Mori episode about Rob Reiner. Rob
Reiner loved jokes.
Are you crazy?
Rob loved to laugh.
He's a comedian.
He loved to laugh, and he would have loved that joke. He thinks it's, it's sacrilegious to say that. It's unorthodox. It's obtuse. And he would have loved it because I'm the fat one, and he would have appreciated the fact that I'm still out here trying, even though I shouldn't be on television like him. He was a bald one. He was one of the bald ones on TV on All in the Family.
Bald ones?
Bald ones, yes.
Right, like Rob didn't want to.
He loaded that pistol. Right.
But his jokes were handsome when he couldn't be. His jokes were handsome when he couldn't be.
That's right. I want to start this episode like we typically do. Before I get into the nitty gritty, I want to ask you guys what relationship you guys have with Rob Reiner as a director. I mean, his movies.
Obviously. I used to blow Rob Reiner after golf. We golfed in LA, and I was so enamored by him. The relationship I had was as a stalker, and then the police had me arrested, and I had to be extradited to a different county. But it's California, so they kind of move you around like a parish priest. So it was fine.
We're still assuming that Rob Reiner would appreciate this this line of.
Listen, you grow. I'll tell you what. No, I never met Rob Reiner, but you watch All in the Family. You learn about Carl Reiner, his father, and his relationship to Mel Brooks, and that whole little beautiful the Ben Stillers of the world. They all come from that family tree. And I think you have to look at it like Bob Einstein, who is Richard Dreyfuss in that group too. But the dude from Super Dave Osborne, his name is Bob Einstein. He's in the Reiner family too.
Oh well, Dreyfuss isn't in the family, but he went to UCLA with Rob Reiner. Like they went.
I'm just talking about blood. That blood in that little group is nuts. The amount of talent that came out of that I want to call it the Mel Brooks family tree. The Reiners. And,
I know,
just very close. But
I know that you're
love them.
Prague. I know that you're very involved with the Democratic Party, and I'm just wondering what kind of influence that Rob Reiner had over that.
Oh, he's a massive fundraiser, and there was a lot of talk about him running for governor in the fucking 90s. But he's been someone who was always a bundler. A bundler is like you host a party, it's your beautiful soiree, and then they come and they collect these big fucking checks. And the reason I've never met Rob Reiner is because that's not the kind of politics I'm interested in. I'm interested in campaign finance reform. And this is the problem. Most of the people I fuck with can't write a check for $200, let alone $10,000. And so what does it do? It totally, one of the examples it can do intra liberalism is the real estate agents who run California. So you have an intra factional dispute between the left and how that comes is through the real estate agents can write an $80,000 direct mail check every week. If you have 5 city council candidates, they're all Democrats, but whoever goes with the real estate agent. So what does that do? It keeps the rents high. It keeps inventory low because they want prices high. So when they sell, they make a commission. So why do we have a housing crisis in California? It's in part doing campaign finance reform.
Oh, well, that's all really interesting. A lot.
Don't ask. Don't ask.
No, I want to
hear
it. But also, I mean, obviously, Rob Reiner is most famous for his movies. Time. I know, before you started this podcast, I imagine you didn't really follow directors that much. Am I correct in assuming that? Did you know that Rob Reiner directed The Princess Bride and Stand By Me?
Before I get into answer that question, as everyone knows, long time listeners of the podcast know I am quite the shit stirrer. So I looked up if Rob Reiner signed the Polanski papers.
Oh, good.
As I called them. He didn't, but it did pull up an article on the Huffington Post titled "Why I Defend Polanski More Than Ever." So that was cool to see.
Was it written by?
Oh, he did?
No. It was someone else. I just saw it. It was just hilarious to me.
Somebody else wrote it. Okay.
I was gonna say.
What?
I was shocked at the title.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. But it had nothing to do with Rob Reiner.
No.
No. Okay.
As far as following directors, I think the only directors that were if I would hear their names, I would say, oh, I'm gonna go see their movies, would be what's his name? Wes Anderson.
Yeah, Garfield.
And then Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
And that's
Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, and then
Nolan.
Cool.
Like
Christopher Nolan movies were interesting, and I would go see it if it looked interesting. But he made that war movie, and I didn't really care because I don't like war type stuff. So I just
right.
No,
fair enough. That's
actually
my favorite.
Is that Dunkirk?
Dunkirk, yeah. That's actually my favorite Nolan movie.
It took me forever to watch Tenet, and then I saw it, and it was
Oh my God, Tenet.
Bizarre.
It was crazy.
Memento. That movie's nuts.
It's good, but kind of crazy.
It's good, but I don't know why exactly.
And then like Gore Verbinski obviously makes bangers. So yeah.
Zack Snyder, I know you're a big fan of him. I know you think he makes incredible.
Zack Snyder. For a while I was super invested in J.J. Abrams.
Oh yeah. He's got they've announced
a
he's got a movie coming out this year.
Lens flare, yeah.
But the Rob Reiner wasn't on your radar. I guess you had seen his movies, but
I've only the only one I've seen when I was looking at this list here, as far as directing, would have been The Princess Bride. I'm aware of all the other ones. Like I'm aware of Stand By Me, When Harry Met Sally. I had seen popular parts of Spinal Tap here and there. But everything else I'm just like aware of, but I've never like actually.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Have you ever tasted a peach?
When I get into that on this podcast.
I'm asking. I just was wondering. Like, you haven't seen the movies, but have you tasted?
No.
Okay. No further questions. JC, what is your relationship to
we
Rob
rest
Reiner?
your case, Your Honor.
I thought you what's your relationship with peaches?
I'm going to go back to that, but I'm going to table that for now.
This is like Call Me By Your Name. Is that what we're going on about?
Let the evidence show that
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of experiences.
Hold on.
But so The Princess Bride is a movie that I hadn't seen when I was a little kid, but I'd seen a stage play of The Princess Bride, done by it was either my high school like theater production or it was the local theater production. They did the whole movie.
That's awesome.
It was fantastic, and there was little things that they changed because they got the shortest person in the cast to play the giant, and then at the start of the movie, they were like. They were like, just imagine that he's huge. Just imagine that he's a big hulky, but it's just
I love that choice. You had a goated little director over there. Whoever was making choices over there was pretty cool. Bro.
It was very clever. And I was like, oh, I got to see the movie, and then the movie was even better. Like I watched the movie and I was like, this is like it's one of my favorite childhood movies, and I put it in the same category as a lot of other childhood fantasy movies, like The Never Ending Story and I'm trying to think
Goonies.
Of one that comes to mind. I'd never watched The Goonies as a kid, but I did watch it recently. I did enjoy it a lot. But I'm trying to think of it. There was another one that that it really like. I put it. That movie, Dark Crystal. The Dark Crystal. Love that. Oh, and the other one with David Bowie. Labyrinth.
Banger.
Yeah.
Banger.
Won a lot of mommy dates to see those movies. All those movies I saw with my mom on a special gentleman date when I was 9.
The Labyrinth was for you and your mom because I know she was vibing to the fucking
everybody.
Bowie.
But yeah, so that's that. I mean, it became one of my favorite movies, and I actually hadn't seen any other ones until I saw Misery and Stand By Me a few years ago. Stand By Me especially stood out to me, specifically for River Phoenix's performance, and the performance that Rob Reiner got out of River Phoenix. I think it's probably in the top 3 best child performances of all time. But he basically was a huge chunk of my childhood, was because of The Princess Bride. And I just thought that movie was hilarious. It was just sweet. It was a beautiful love story. I didn't realize
Ron Howard, isn't he?
Yeah,
all these bangers.
Yeah, and they're all just so workmanlike and like just impeccably directed. I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? I've lost my train of thought. If you guys want to fill in,
I feel like those guys that come from the industry, like Ron Howard and Rob Reiner, like their parents and their families all worked in the industry, so they have a real advantage as far as like knowing the right connections and the people and what's bullshit and what's worth investing in, and so they get the most bang out of their budgets and stuff early, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I'm trying to think, like Spielberg obviously is like, I think, a huge influence on Rob Reiner. You can see it in like the way he composes shots, and his like his lighting is very, Spielbergian, I feel like. But no, it's all of those directors that come from that 80s era that just have such a just a control over, like a confidence that not a lot of directors had back then. And the reason I wanted to do this episode just because I feel like he filled such a huge hole in like Hollywood history that came out really bad. But we're just gonna ride past it. Just ignore what I said.
No, I can't do that, JC. I'm going to talk about it later.
There was a gaping hole and he filled it.
A gaping hole and he filled it. He again, every time we make a joke like that, I'm gonna think about the fact that Rob Reiner,
I think about the new world and what you
would
can
have
those people is what I think about when you say stuff like that. So new world again, right?
And this show, I hope we don't have to do this show very often. But I wanted to call it Memento. Well, I would like to, if another.
Oh, I thought you meant in general. This is our last show. I thought you meant.
No. I meant the Memento Mori episode. I called it Memento Mori because my recent watching of 28 Years Later, which I felt like the ending of that movie encapsulated the whole idea of remembering those who passed and tributing their legacy and everything that they meant to you. I felt like that movie did a really good job of conveying that idea. And I looked up what Memento Mori actually meant, and there's like all of this iconography, like this painting here, which is like, it's all about skulls, and the skulls will last forever essentially. Like they're probably the one singular image of humanity that will continue on is the human skull. And I love the way that movie used that idea. And I felt like we could do a similar thing here, just by tributing a life that meant a lot to so many. So I hope you guys will indulge me and come on this journey with me. And I hope we don't have to do this often, because I don't want anyone to die. But
anyone
welcome. Well, but we'll see.
It's interesting that for some directors that pass away, you have multi-month events. Like we did multiple viewings, right? But for Rob, you've decided to do all of his movies in one shot. Stuff it in as quick as that's how it means. Much.
But that's not like I still think we could probably do, like, if we wanted to, we could do like full episodes on The Princess Bride or A Few Good Men. Or,
we won't, will we?
Spinal Tap. I can see myself doing it. But we're doing this to me. But this is more like a discussion of him.
No, we have to watch Digimon tomorrow. That's what we have to rush past Rob's legacy to get to. The Fox Kids.
We got to get through this
mashup.
Get to Digimon. Okay. That's the important.
Sorry, Rob.
No. But I'd like to start off just by reading just like where he started. Like I wrote a thing, and I also printed off a beautiful obituary done by Matt.
And this is from Grok. Grok did this.
He's one of my favorite writers. He writes for the RogerEbert.com. I
Roger
really
Ebert, who fucked Mommy Dearest. That Roger Ebert, don't say his name here anymore. We don't fuck with Roger anymore. He used to be my favorite, and now he's my least. But please continue.
We're not talking about Roger. We're talking about.
I'll talk whatever the fuck I want. I got a fucking shark behind me, son.
He does.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Please continue. I'm sorry. Is that rude at the funeral? You can't say cunt at Christmas anymore, and that got me all sad.
So I'll read. So I'll kind of switch between the two. I'll read mine and then I'll read his. So Rob Reiner, he was born in 1947 in the Bronx to Carl and Estelle Reiner. They were a couple who wed in 1943 after meeting at a Catskills camp. Carl, his father, quipped once that if she didn't pass on, we'd still be working on it, meaning their marriage, after 65 years, which I think is interesting. His father, Carl, had been an Army Signal Corpsman in World War II before becoming a famed comedian. And his mother, Estelle, was once the first female draftsman at Sperry Rand. Rob grew up as the eldest of three with siblings Lucas and Annie, and he was surrounded by show business, law, and homework schedules. It's not too fanciful to say he learned punchlines in the cradle, thanks to a dad who entertained the troops and a mum who sang jazz. Although Rob rebelled once by painting the family couch bright orange. I mean, like, this guy from the get-go was just, you know, he was a trickster. He was a little rebel. He was a little he was a legend. And if you don't know who I'm moving to Matt's article now. If you don't know who Rob Reiner was, you're living in a world he helped to shape. He leveraged the TV fame he earned in the 1970s playing Mike Meathead Stivic, the son-in-law and main adversary of the motor-mouth bigot Archie Bunker on All in the Family. And he became a filmmaker responsible for some of the most beloved American movies of the 80s and 90s. Have you guys watched All in the Family? Do you?
Absolutely. That's a fucking great show. Absolutely.
I've seen it.
I don't know anything about
Archie!
it.
Listen,
what was his
parents
role?
Sounded like their accents were like that. They didn't like say the same shit. But my mom sounded like fucking Edith, and my dad sounded like Archie, and it was fucking crazy. It made me crazy because like we didn't live in New York anymore. We lived where we lived, and my friends would always make fun of me. You know, but, like that's fine. They were funny.
But what was his character on All in the Family?
He was the husband, the live-in husband of the daughter of Archie, and he was a liberal, and so they were both the liberals, and Archie was obviously the right-wing guy, and so
he was playing himself, sort of like, in a way,
being a foil. I mean, how old was he when he had that show? He must have been very young. Sally Struthers was the daughter.
Yeah, he was born in 47, but that show came out in the 70s, so he would have been in his 30s or 20s, 30s, like a mix between the two.
It was good. The way they played it was all of the people were flawed, right? It wasn't that the liberal got their shit together or the conservative, and so they could lecture the other person. They were all fucked up. Each one of them was fucked up in a different way, right? And so it was one of the first more authentic type of sitcoms, where it wasn't like Ozzie and Harriet and Leave It to Beaver, and it was trying to be very as realistic as possible.
So the beloved American movies he made in the 80s and 90s, Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, and A Few Good Men. There's Matt leaves off this is Spinal Tap, but he goes over it in the next paragraph. Reiner was one of a handful of directors who released 5 consecutive films widely regarded as classics, an achievement made even Reinerologists would add. Oh, what the hell? Hold on. Is this not? Oh, I see. Okay, it looks like it's been cut off by the. It looks like it's been cut off by the story is free for a limited time. Subscribe and enjoy uninterrupted access. Like the bottom of the paragraph.
Skull ate it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me read it from here.
JC, do you want to stop the show now and maybe we'll come back tomorrow?
No.
I'm sure because you're crashing out. Did you take your medicine?
I've got the article up here. Okay, films widely regarded as classics, an achievement made even more impressive when you consider his genre agnosticism. He did coming of age, adventure comedy, romantic comedy, thriller, and courtroom drama.
And Harry Met Sally is low rated. Is like that was a great, not low rated. I mean, disregarded low sometimes.
Rated? Really? Because it's like a rom-com.
I mean, people forget the Meg Ryan, Billy Crystal.
Yeah. And people seem to hate women. You know, it's obviously like, you know, people consider it like.
Well, people always see the scene where she simulates the orgasm.
There's
the restaurant scene, so right? And then he's like, and Billy Crystal's like, oh, I always know when a woman is orgasming, right? And then she does the whole routine. And the waiter,
and did you know the lady that says, "I'll have what she's having"? That's I believe that's Rob Reiner's mom. That's Estelle Reiner.
That's just a great movie about relationships and like men and women, and it's just really smart romantic comedy. If you love romantic comedies, that's one of the goats. And like Meg Ryan looks so amazing in that too.
And Billy Crystal is just so likable. But is The Princess Bride the only movie that stands out for you among those? Like, had you seen When Harry Met Sally, Misery, A Few Good Men, Stand By Me? Before that, it was just The Princess Bride.
Peaches.
Okay.
Chocolate.
Okay. Well, we'll get to The Princess Bride, and then I guess you'll have a lot more to say. But
JC,
I'll keep going.
I
love Ram.
Every time we have a meeting with other people, like, why does JC hate us? Like every time, and like they go in a row, and each one says, like, I think he hates me too. Every single one. I'm like, he doesn't hate anybody. He loves everybody. It's so crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a vibe check.
Why does Ram think I hate him? No, I love Ram.
I don't know. Nambi said the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean?
Wait, Nombies? Well,
they're all in chat right now, wondering why they don't like them.
But no, I respect Nombies.
Wait, what?
Wait a minute.
That last little.
No. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. Okay. No. I love Nombies. I love Nombies.
This was an easy. I'm throwing you the ball to hit it out the park.
There was a period of time where there was some weird stuff going on, but that's okay. I love Nombies.
There was?
Yes. Well, yes, but
I'm out of here.
Right. Good night, everybody. Sorry, Rob.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm just trying to tee him up and say, listen, here's an easy one. And now it's worse. And now poor Nami's going to DM me.
Dude, it's so
what did I do?
Stop. Let's just continue this
trying.
episode.
Oh my God.
I didn't even say anything bad.
Please read paragraph 4.
All you had to say was I love Nombies. That's it.
Stop. It wasn't bad. I didn't say anything bad. Okay. But no, I was more thinking, why would he think that? And I was like, oh,
yeah. Why would he think that? Why?
But no, I love Nombies. I don't have an issue with him at all.
You left.
Anyway, his turn as Meathead won him 2 Emmys and solidified his everyman persona. But by the 1980s, he was itching to jump into the director's chair, and he did so with his debut. This is his debut film, the audacious indie mockumentary This Is Spinal Tap from 1984, about a hapless heavy metal band. Reiner co-wrote it with the cast, Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, Harry Shearer, and he famously let them improvise almost all the dialogue.
Crazy, right?
They even played their own instruments and came up with their own songs. It was shot in roughly 5 weeks in 1983, produced over 100 hours of film. And there's a legend, I don't know if it's true, but there's a legend that he screened a 4.5-hour cut of this movie. The movie, like the theatrical release movie, is only 82 minutes long. But that's crazy, right? That they had that much footage.
Improv legend.
I'd love to see it.
I'm surprised they never released it, or a longer version.
I mean, I love Michael McKean. He was fantastic in Better Call Saul as Chuck.
Yeah.
And he's also really good in the movie Clue. He has one of the best
Christopher
final
Guest
lines
is like
of all time.
one of the great improv guys, right? And so like I feel like he helped a lot in this movie, but also like Harry Shearer is from Simpsons now, and like all these guys are like they have long careers from this.
I feel like if you think of improv, I think you automatically go to Christopher Guest. Because all the movies he's made,
or Robin Williams, or it's like Christopher Guest, Robin Williams.
Well, Robin Williams didn't improv with people as much as he just did his fucking thing.
Yeah,
like he just like went and like it's not the same thing.
So as a kid, I thought Robin Williams was a major, like, just a screen hog. He was not funny. He was boring
at the time.
He just stepped over everyone. Right. That's what I thought as a kid. As I got older, I'm like, this guy's a fucking genius.
He's one of the smattest people of all time.
Yeah, as you get older, you just realize he was just throwing shit out there and like, just seeing what's stuck.
And he was just addicted to cocaine too. Especially
that helps.
So he was
it gets you through
fucking going.
And he was a gamer too. He was a gamer. He
named his daughter Zelda.
Named his daughter Zelda. Yeah, it's amazing. So I've got like the next paragraph of Matt's thing. He says Reinerologist would add this as Spinal Tap to that run. His 1984 featured debut that was largely improvised by Reiner co-stars, blah, blah, blah. It launched Guest into a career of mockumentary film and indirectly led to a sitcom subgenre presented by The Office, Parks and Recreation, Modern Family, and Abbott Elementary. That's the thing about Reiner.
Are those improv, those? Are those? I thought those are scripted.
Well, yeah. The Office is
I don't know. I honestly don't know how they make those, but I could see how they're in part.
If you haven't seen Abbott Elementary, very good.
It's good.
I've seen some of it.
Yeah. Very good.
But it's more like it's I think they're more referring to the fact that they're like mockumentary style.
Yeah. Oh, mockumentaries. Though I love the Jury Duty mockumentary that's on a weird streaming channel. I don't know if you've seen that. It's called Jury Duty, and it's
the one
really
the one guy knows or whatever.
It's funny.
One guy knows.
It was like
everyone knows. Like, there's one guy who's really on jury duty, and the rest of the courtroom are all
like
actors.
Yeah.
And so but it's really good.
And like this is what it says. That's the thing about Reiner. He didn't just make movies. He solidified careers as a co-founder of Castle Rock Pictures, named for the town in Stand By Me, the setting for so many Stephen King stories. Reiner co-produced Whit Stillman's Barcelona, The Last Days of Disco, Richard Linklater's Before trilogy, Christopher Guest Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show, A Mighty Wind, Kenneth Branagh's uncut 4-hour Hamlet, more King adaptations, including The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. The Shawshank Redemption is still the highest rated film on IMDb. Reiner's own films as director, written by industry heavyweights like Nora Ephron and William Goldman and Aaron Sorkin. William Goldman wrote The Princess Bride. Aaron Sorkin wrote A Few Good Men. Made catchphrases from seemingly innocuous lines like, I'll have what she's having, which his mom said, I'm your number one fan. You can't handle the truth. As you wish, and these go to 11. Like, just so much came from Rob Reiner, like, just like pop culture wise. And yeah, I want to ask you guys what you felt about This Is Spinal Tap. Like, this was your first time watching it, right? Yeah. How did you feel like watching it?
I don't think it holds up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think I made the mistake of like watching it as like thinking kind of like in the current day, thinking of like what comedy and like what mockumentary is, and it's evolved so much past that. Obviously this is like, laying the foundation of it. So I think I thought of it that way, maybe if I would have been in that headspace, I would have appreciated it more.
At the time.
It's very funny though. It is very funny. There are a lot of great scenes
in it.
Yeah, but I didn't think it held up for some reason, but I still enjoyed watching it. Just to know it's all improv. There's just so many scenes where they're just like talking and like laughing, like doing like the interview part. And he's like laughing, but it's like it's like so in character that he would laugh, you know. And like some of the stuff is just like bizarre, like the tangents they go on, but it's like funny and it moves the thing. It's like even though it's tangents, they're moving the plot. It's not like stuck in the mud. And then I had read about the movie later that even though it's like a completely made up movie, that a lot of it, it's all improv, obviously, that a lot of like bands at the time thought that these stories were ripped from them. Like I think Steven Tyler got mad because he said he had experienced getting lost trying to get to the stage in the background, and he thought that was a direct like story ripped
like
from
jab
him.
At him. Yeah. That's so good.
Well, the cocoon that won't open, you know, there's like that scene where the thing that's from fucking the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway tour that Genesis went on before Peter Gabriel left the band, because they had this crazy set and he had so many rubber latex costumes that nobody could fucking understand what he was singing. So when they re-released like the live version of that album, they had to overdub everything. So like all those stories are like taken from, like, there's so many fucking funny, like the Stonehenge scene. Where the stones are smaller than the light, and like, you know, it's just like one funny thing after another.
The Stonehenge scene specifically, I'm glad you mentioned that, because again, a lot of these things are like in pop culture that you know of, and they're in the zeitgeist or whatever. So I had known about the Stonehenge scene, and you know the little people dancing around it, whatever, and how funny it was. But I had never like seen the actual full scene, so I knew it was coming. I'm like, okay, cool, it's gonna be funny, whatever, blah blah blah. But what made it funnier to me is watching the actual scene and then seeing him draw it. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, he just goes, it's this tall because it's on the napkin. But no, he wrote 3 and then like feet or inches or feet
instead of feet.
And that was
the visual joke is so funny. It's just a napkin,
like
right?
That way,
It's clever the way they just like lay things out. And like I like the drummers, they have to keep finding new drummers because the drummers die, and it's just like everyone gets the jokes that follows, you know, rock and roll at that time period, because you know it's like the classic stories and stuff. You know, it's just an amazing movie. It's just crazy how talented they are, and as far as also musically, like that's not a bad album.
Really good. Solid.
And like I just saw the third, I think it's the third Spinal Tap movie that came out recently, and I think that's one of the last movies. Oh, there's only 2. I wasn't sure if there's 2 or 3. It was not bad. As well. I laughed. There was a lot of funny stuff in it, and maybe that's the upgrade. That's the update that it needed to make it more. That
was sadly Rob Reiner's last movie. So
it's a cozy. Spinal Tap was just a cozy movie for me. Like that's the kind of movie. That's my Tron, right? That's a movie you can put on where I'm not going to get, you know, I'm just going to enjoy it, because I just, even though I know all the lines, I'm just going to like look at Nigel Tufnell's part and like watch him for that scene. Or, like, you know, obviously, like like me who likes to improv so much, like obviously I've seen that movie millions of times. I feel like, you know.
Yeah. You know, I want to ask, do you feel like you could have watched another 3.5 hours of it, or 3 hours of it?
I can. They should just upload it to a website and let everyone, like, now that he's passed away, just like 4 hours, and just people can take parts of it and remake it and make new things out of it. And, you know, but obviously the studio owns it. And so they're probably going to come out with the box set or whatever. And, but like, why hold all that stuff? I'm sure there's funny stuff in there, or make a super cut, make another hour or something. But maybe it wasn't good enough. You know, who knows?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when you know, the Jackass movies comes out, and then afterwards they release those 2.5 unrated.
Oh yeah,
that are like the stuff they do, and they're not as funny as the original. So I wonder if that would have been the case.
Maybe,
but I do want to ask you, Tom, did you watch Popstar Never Stopping?
I love that movie.
Oh my god,
I love that movie.
Tony. I mean, we were laughing about that last week.
Gay rights, you're gay. The gay rights song.
I'm not gay, but if I was,
I would want equal rights. It's so
all
good.
The yes men and stuff is hilarious too. They won't tell him he sucks.
Yeah, I feel like this movie laid the ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
For that movie.
Oh, sure. Every movie that's a fucking mockumentary. Like this was very important
as well. You can see.
Yes, this was a. I want to say progenitor, but it was
progenitor.
Progenitor.
I can't wait in 10 years when we look in at least the Urban Dictionary, progenitor is going to be in there.
Progenitor's on
We
there.
did it.
Progenitor's on there.
Yeah,
we did it. I swear there's a word that sounds like that you'll.
There is a there was a moment of like, I think it feels like it's a trope now, especially like when there's like musical parts in movies. But I think it had a lot of sincerity, and I don't know if it got to you guys in this movie. It brought a little tear to my eye. But at the end, when what's the name of the main guy, the blonde guy?
Michael McKean. Oh, you mean the character?
The character, yeah. No, I'm sorry. It was Christopher Guest's character. I'm sorry.
Oh,
was that Nigel? Was that Nigel or no?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Tough now.
When he had left the band or whatever, and then at the end when they're doing the show, and he's sitting there and he's watching it, and they're all rocking out this and whatever, and he tells me, he goes, "Hey, come on." That's like a thing, like in some movies that have bands and stuff like that, and they just come on, and it's just so like out of place. But I think it's a trope now because of that. But there was a part of me that when that happened, I did like get a little teary eyed because it was just like, hey, this isn't the band.
It's not real.
It's complete
yeah.
when you're here, and like that really kind of got to me. And I was like, oof. Oh, I don't know if I can finish the movie. Luckily, it was the end.
Yeah. I mean, this movie is a nice, quick in and out movie. It's like 82.
Is it?
They do more of that.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. It's all about the relationship between them, and like they have. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's worth a watch.
It's the same guy, same actors.
Yeah, same cast, and they have like Paul McCartney's in it. They have a bunch of other guys come in, and
did it
a really cute scene where they write a song, like they improv a song together with Paul McCartney. Like, which is crazy that you get to sit down and like write with Paul McCartney,
Beatles,
but they just filmed it. Like they're just singing, they're just like in a circle, and then he comes in and he sits down, and then they have a fucking song, and the song cooks.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's great.
Nuts,
did it feel like? I want to say, because like obviously we didn't know that Rob Reiner's life would be cut short the way it was, but he was, towards the end of his career. Did it feel like a meditation on that in a way? At all?
No.
No?
No,
you felt like he still had gas in the can?
Well, because he didn't die of natural causes, JC.
Yeah.
It was a horrible murder.
He
had plenty of gas. It wasn't like, this is the thing, like the movie was, well, go ahead, rephrase. Go ahead, JC.
Yeah, I was going to say, because like the recent, what's his name? Martin Scorsese's film, The Irishman, like it felt like he was, at the start of the film, it felt like he had the gas, the mob movie gas, but then he started meditating on like his own mortality and his own like place in history, and kind of how he presented the mob at the end. And that, I was wondering if that's what This Is Spinal Tap 2 did as well, or if it was more.
No, I think it was just more Spinal Tap, and it's not as good as the first movie, because the first movie is the first thing, but it wasn't like, oh God, this fucking sucks, and I'm mad that he made it, because now it's
not Zoolander.
Like I could have very easily not seen This Is Spinal Tap 2 or whatever it's called, like whatever the thing is, because like I would be afraid it would not be good. But it was like gave me warm, fuzzy feelings, because I really enjoy the characters and how their relationship with one another. And like that's one of the real things that I try to push when we do improv as a group, is to have the motivations and the relationships between the characters exist, even though there's no script, because that's really important for any sort of drama or comedy, right? Like if you don't think that the people are like really are speaking to one another, they're speaking at each other or through each other, or you're speaking to the audience and past the person, then it takes the audience out of it, and they don't care about the characters, and they get that right. No, and Christopher Guest is instrumental. I would say Waiting for Guffman even more so than this movie too. Is very important. The way the relationships work in those.
Yeah,
a lot of heart.
This Is Spinal Tap holds many fun, like behind the scenes stories. Like Reiner's cinematographer was initially puzzled by his assurance, like, trust me, it's funny, since the film's humor was so deadpan. Like almost every
I love that part of it.
Almost every famous gag came together in the editing room after 5 weeks of shooting. Like Reiner and editor Jim Heinrich spent 9 months piecing it together. The ant that goes to 11 scene, for example, was not scripted, but emerged when Reiner let guitarist David St. Hubbins, or Michael McKean, riff about volume levels. And another legend from set is that to promote their film,
They probably did that for 2 hours, and none of it was used that one part. And that's why people have to understand that's part. Like, this is the thing. People think that improv is easier and more efficient, and actually it's not, because the scripted stuff has the more of the gold nuggets. Like, the improv is a mining process. You're mining in real time, and then maybe something pops out, right?
It's a bit like Marlon Brando at the end of what was the movie? The Apocalypse Now. Where he basically was just talking for 2 hours, and they found the most interesting part and put it in the movie. Like, they didn't give him a script at the end. Like, he was just rambling, but they found the best part, to use for the movie. And that's kind of what happened here as well. What was I going to say? So Matt continues on, and he says, like, Reiner's streak ended in 1994 with a movie called North, an arch and disjointed comedy about a boy trying to emancipate himself from his parents. I hated this movie. Hated this movie, Roger Ebert wrote in a pan. Talk about careers. Those 2 lines were so widely quoted that they led to Ebert publishing an anthology, I hated this movie. But not enough said about North. Look at the follow-up. The 1996 political comedy romance, The American President. It was written by... Oh, sorry. And it was written by Sorkin, whose screenwriting career took off when he finally adapted his play A Few Good Men for Reiner. Sorkin said his first draft of The American President was 380 pages, 3 times the length of a typical feature script. So Reiner made him cut all the subplots about the president's star and focus on the 2 main characters, the president and the lobbyist he falls in love with, Annette Bening. Said his first draft of The American President. The deleted material ended up in Sorkin's The West Wing, a favorite of young political staffers and policy wonks who ended up working for President Barack Obama.
That's facts.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I'd love to talk about A Few Good Men now.
Okay.
I watched that last night for the first time, and I know Prague, you said you weren't a fan of this movie. Is that correct?
It's not that I'm not a fan of it. I've just seen it so many times, and like, I know this is the thing, that movie works when you see it the first time because you don't know what's going to happen. And there's I love courtroom dramas. Inherent the Wind is probably my favorite play. Right, that's the Scopes Monkey Trial, Gregory Peck movie, and I've seen that made many times, and I love that. And like, that is a different type of courtroom drama, but like, I feel like once you've seen something so many times, it wears off a little bit, but I still enjoy it. And you have to admire the performances. Jack Nicholson is always amazing. And, Tom Cruise had a big come up in that movie. Like, he was finally considered seriously after that. Hugely, and, it works as a play. It works small. And I love the setting. Like, they did it down in Cuba. They didn't film it there, but that's where it's set. And so the tropical setting of the naval base is interesting, and
they couldn't actually
it's a great one
there because, like, you obviously
no, I mean, of course not, but like, they went to the Caribbean or something. Maybe the Golden Banana. I'm not sure.
Maybe they did.
You never know.
What are your thoughts on A Few Good Men, Tom? Had you seen it before?
You have? I didn't see it, and I don't watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
Good night, everybody.
That's fair. Okay.
I forgot about it until today, and then I took a nap and I fell asleep. Too long. Sorry.
It is really good.
That's all I've heard. I mean, I've seen like 15, 20 minutes of it here and there, like when it was on, because it used to be on TNT or TBS like all the time.
It's engrossing. It sucks you in. The story's great. The performance is intense. It's a whodunit. It's everything that Knives Out isn't, as far as a mystery. In fact, that it's enjoyable.
I need to bring up.
That's crazy.
Literally, no one agrees with you, Time, except for the other guy we had on the podcast.
I wasn't even on that episode.
Sorry, not time. I meant Prague.
So for the record, 66% of the reviewers didn't like the movie, and JC's the one. And you see what he did? How he gaslit me? Because he was the minority, and he's like, nobody likes that.
On that episode,
they do like the movie. You're the minority, even though I'm the minority.
Everyone loves the Knives Out movies. It's like
no one on that show. Well, maybe you know why? Because people can't handle the heat when I'm willing to stand and deliver and say what I think, and people are like, oh well, people really like that. And if I don't like it,
you can't handle
if I don't like it, they're not gonna like me. And
it's so embarrassing because the guy that I originally had set to come on the show absolutely adored that movie, and I had to switch him out because he didn't want to go on for the other guy, and Isaac, and he hated it. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
He was harder on it than I was too, bro.
You were, yeah. I couldn't believe it. But I wrote a review for A Few Good Men, and I'll just read it out because I think it's.
Please.
I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd, and I said, as is always the case with a Sorkin script, his films are always impeccably dramatized and have a natural instinct for captivating dialogue. That is until he throws something among the myths that reveal where he stands on something as black and white immoral as America's continued illegal occupation of Guantanamo Bay. He is very good at gaslighting, and it shows here, and especially in his directorial effort, The Trial of Chicago 7. His treatment of Abby Hoffman in that movie simply disgusts me. But I didn't watch this to grovel about my distaste for Sorkin's politics. This was all about Rob Reiner, who directs this with the confidence of 1,000 filmmakers, including bringing out truly astonishing performances from the entire cast, but especially from Nicholson and Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise. I love the way this movie is lit. The man truly brings a level of class to his cinematography that was absent, and maybe only the extremely small complaint I could possibly have about The Princess Bride is I feel that movie is quite flatly lit and directed, but other than that, it's like fantastic. Yeah. But this film is paced perfectly, it's cut perfectly, and despite Sorkinisms like seeping through, it still manages to engage in a way that not many other filmmakers can. Like, he truly will be missed. And that's how I felt about A Few Good Men. I found it just so captivating. I loved all the characters. It was just like every now and then.
About Sorkin, his dialogue is supposed to mirror 40s pace. Like back in the 40s, like the pace was like ba 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 ba, right?
Like
and so
there's a long Kane, essentially,
right? And like for a long time, like scripts were really slow and they deliver it like this. And so The West Wing and this movie and stuff, people, because there's a lot of energy to how the language is expressed, right? Which is interesting, right? And so like when you listen to there's a podcast from the guys who do the Dollop, I think one of them, and they're like analyzing The West Wing, right?
The West Wing. They hate The West Wing.
They don't like it, right? But but it's interesting when you break down the systems that are in place and like why he was kind of like the J.J. Abrams of his time because he was doing it in a different way, and so he got as far as like he caught a wind, he caught a sail,
right?
Because it was like J.J. had
like an
look.
aesthetics style.
It's just like very like. It was like this is the thing. Shows about politics and hospitals and the law can be very boring if the pace isn't energized, right? And so he knew how to insert action into process, and that's something that any writer can benefit
and just
from.
Conflict, like his ability to establish conflict and change conflict like constantly throughout a film. It's just
make more things interesting is the key, right?
And I'm not a Sorkin hater. Like, Steve Jobs and The Social Network are like 2 of my favorite movies of all time. Like, I think they're fantastic.
He's a really good writer.
There's just like sometimes like he just has some ideas that I find are very like there's a scene in this movie in A Few Good Men when Demi Moore's character says why she fights for the 2 soldiers, and her reasoning is because they stand on a wall and they protect America from the enemy. Like that's essentially what she says.
The position of the Marines.
Yeah, but
they have to have that position to do their job, right?
But like that's the thing, is the reason why that they were ever under threat from Cuba is because they illegally occupied an area of Cuba. Like they never should have been there in the first place. And the way the movie treats it is like it was a given. Like they needed to be there to defend the country.
Well, I think that's the position of that. It was
just imperialism.
Section.
Yeah. I know, and it's obviously the position of Aaron Sorkin. I just don't agree with him, and I find it kind of irritating.
Is that something that he said, or was he just trying to communicate through that character?
No, I feel like that character felt like it felt like his voice. It felt like.
When did they get Guantanamo Bay in the Spanish-American War?
Is that when they? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yes, that's right. But again, it was illegal. Like they never should have been there in the first place, and then they just kept it for no reason, just kind of as a haha, we're here.
The Don Rowe doctrine, right?
Yeah, and then obviously there's the whole thing about the Bay of Pigs and
we can go in depth about
the missile crisis. There's so much like that I just have problems with the way the movie presented.
I don't know if that's Aaron I don't know what Aaron Sorkin thinks about Manifest
Sorkin.
Destiny and Monroe really, because I haven't looked it up.
Here's the thing.
Sometimes he's trying to communicate through conservatives too, right?
Well, the way that I see it, that she's not a conservative in the movie. She's positioned as like the level-headed.
But she's also in the military. She's also a fucking officer who's been in the from the 80s when everyone was kind of like fucking brainwashed.
But it's his play. Like he can make choices, and he did.
But maybe that's not the right choice for that character. Like he's speaking through Tom Cruise,
but he created that character.
But the point of the movie is that they're not really protecting each other, and they're not protecting the country because they're going at each other, and they hurt this young Marine because he didn't want to do. So Sorkin ultimately is making the progressive position.
Yeah, but the progressive position that they state in the movie is not a progressive position. Is what I'm saying. Is that like they're the few good men, like that group of people. That's what the mov's name.
No, that's an ironic title.
It's
like
not
a few good men, but they're really fucking each other over. No.
It's ironic because they're the few good. They call themselves a few good men.
Right.
But the real few good men are the people fighting for these two soldiers. If that makes sense, are the lawyers? Are those guys? Which I agree with. That was the right
are
thing
there
to do.
A few good men? I think the title is more of like a question, like who's going to step up and be in, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like. It's a morality play, right?
So here's what I'm saying. It's like he decided for that character to say that thing that I disagree with, right? And like I feel like
But JC, like there's villains in movie. Like the writer of the Batman movie made the Joker say something I don't agree with, so that's what he thinks.
Let him finish.
Come on.
I'm waiting.
Your internet cut out. That's why.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So she makes that statement, but I feel like it was more in character for that character to say the reason why she's fighting for them is that there were two men who were brought into something that they didn't understand and doing it anyway because like the government told them to, and because they're, and she feels bad for them. But instead she makes it about the fact that they're heroes that defend the country. Like, I just don't think that's something she would have said up to that point, like from her characterization. And it feels like it feels like an insert. No, she doesn't say it during the case. She says it outside of it, like to Tom Cruise. But I feel like it's an insert from.
You have to watch that scene again and see like the demeanor. But like, I never feel like Sorkin is trying to like it's very clear when you see a conservative bent like ideology movie, right? And I always feel like he is trying to.
I'm not saying he's a conservative.
Hold on, let me finish. Let you finish. He tries to steel man the other positions. He doesn't straw man them. And then the people, sometimes my friends on the left, of which I am one, get annoyed because he's not straw manning the bad position, because that doesn't serve the play and the story. And that's just what I'm saying.
Well, I never felt like it was strong. Like I feel like what her position wasn't, her position wasn't the one that character in that place in the story should have had, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like his personal ideology coming through, and it's especially the case in the trial of the Chicago 7. Like, if you know anything about Abbie Hoffman, like he was the most anti-establishment, anti-lawyer, anti-police guy. But then there's a whole scene in the movie where he goes up to him, he's just like, it's okay, it's fine, you guys are just doing your job. It's like, and I'm just like, this is like why are you saying that? Why are you having him?
I don't know, because were there witnesses who saw that interaction and that's where he got it? I don't know enough about how the development.
Written it. That's what I'm saying.
I could see someone like Abbie Hoffman being.
He would never say that. He would never say that in a million years. If you read his biography, like that's just not something he would ever say. And it's like it's a director and writer's own point of view coming through. You see what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? That's what this movie feels like.
Oh, because I have to find out whether that scene was taken from a witness who saw him interact like that.
I'm telling you, it wasn't. It's a fabrication.
I have to see the scene, JC. It's not,
and
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. That's the problem.
And A Few Good Men isn't like it's a fiction. But again, we're going on a long argument about a small issue I had about a movie that I think is fantastic, right?
Right.
I don't want to go on. This is about Rob Reiner. I don't want to go on a tangent about Aaron Sorkin. I just wanted to point that little thing out.
Okay.
But I think the way that the performance, especially the performance that he got out of Jack Nicholson in that movie, that completely just sullen, reserved, that guy is. Right till the end, until
he broke him.
Breaks. Yeah, it's very much like Michael McKean in that scene, Better Call Saul. You know, the famous one where he says, "I'm not crazy." He defecated through a song. Anyway, it's very much like that. And yeah, it's fantastic. Just a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great courtroom drama, and I'm always a fan of like the special subgenre of drama is not just a mystery, but a mystery that happens in the context of a case. There's a great HBO show I talk about, a miniseries called The Night Of, that I recommend with John Turturro.
Oh yeah.
It's a wonderful courtroom drama. I really enjoy those type of procedurals. Like a police procedural. Is that what procedural?
Yeah.
Procedural?
Procedural.
What am I saying? Procedural? Is that like one of the Lord of the Rings cities? Procedural. Remember when they went to Procedural and got the chalice? That was dope. Yeah. Galadriel was there with fire.
Yeah. And there's another really good one that I really like called Anatomy of a Fall that came out recently.
There's so many.
Really but like, and here's the thing, there's a lot that he cut. Like I said, it was a 300-page script that like the rest ended up getting used.
Are we talking about the American presidency, or are we talking about
American president? Like I think he wrote like the script. Like I feel like the American president script was like ended up being like broken into different movies that ended up being A Few Good Men.
I mean, that's for the Aaron Sorkin testimonial.
Yeah.
You know.
But Reiner himself, like Rob Reiner, he was a high-profile progressive political activist. He helped legalize same-sex marriage. He destigmatized drug addiction, and he taxed tobacco products in California. The latter arguably kicked off the final push to ban indoor smoking throughout the country, while simultaneously funding early childhood programs in the state of California. The marriage equality campaign started in 2008 when California voters banned same-sex marriage, inspiring Reiner to build a coalition called the American Foundation for Equal Rights, which gave financial and legal support to same-sex couples who had sued over the ban. The lawsuits resolved in 2010 U.S. District Court decision declaring Proposition 8 unconstitutional. That set off a chain of social and legal arguments that led to the 2015 Supreme Court decision Obergefell versus Hodges, which held that the right to marry was covered by the 14th Amendment to the US Constitution and could not be abridged or denied license by the government. A lot of Hollywood political advocacy is about jumping on a train that's already moving and doing a little bit to help. That's a quote from one of Reiner's colleagues who told Politico, Rob created his own trains, and through old school politicking, he got others to jump on.
Yeah. No, he knew technically what he was doing. This is the thing. In California, you have access to the ballot for propositions, which are a direct democracy way to get things done very quickly. But there's the catch. It's very expensive. You got to get a lot of signatures, and nobody's doing that without professional signature gatherers because it's millions. And so what happens is now it becomes an industry, and that's why the proposition they'll have the propositions that they want, and then they'll have the mirror image of it, which undoes what the intent of the proposition is, but it'll be worded in a way that it seems like it's trying to do, all this bullshit, right? So I'm not the proposition system can be good, but it can also be really shitty, But he understood, coalition building, and he articulated public policy very well, and he understood the details of things and how he didn't just advocate for a law, he advocated for how to pass it, and he understood how it works, and he was very effective.
Absolutely.
Anti-war, very important during the Iraq War to oppose that as well.
I was going to bring this up. Well, it comes up in the next paragraph. Reiner's public-facing support of progressive causes made him a bogeyman of the American right and landed him on the sorts of enemies lists that Archie Bunker might have penned had he lived long enough to become a Fox News junkie. In 2002, Reiner was pressured to run for governor of California on the Democratic ticket and unseat Arnold Schwarzenegger, a Republican, and Reiner declined. He visited Tallahassee, Florida, to help count ballots in the disputed 2000 presidential election, which was 100% stolen, by the way, and spoke to elementary schoolers about what the crisis could mean for the country. And he opposed the invasion of Iraq and later directed and co-starred in the political thriller Shock and Awe, which declared the war a product of government lies endorsed by compliant media, campaigned for Howard Dean in 2004, and he hosted fundraisers for Hillary Clinton in 2008. That's a little bit of an L, but she was the only candidate. So what was I going to say? Yeah, so that position, being against the invasion of the Iraq War, I think is so respectable because that wasn't a mainstream position at the time, even among Democrats.
It was most Democrats opposed it. But
I thought it was split down the line from memory.
Well, this is the thing. Everyone knew there was no WMD because every time they would make an assertion, it would be easily disproved, like the aluminum tubes and the yellow cake from Niger, and then we would just go down the line for each the mobile weapons labs and each one. But this is the thing. In the context of 9/11, people wanted revenge. And they wanted to murder a bunch of people, and that's why they approved it.
And they did.
Right? And saying there was only one congresswoman who opposed it, Barbara Lee from Oakland, California, who's a great hero, because what they did is what they do is an authorization for the utilization of military force. And that way we can say, we just said you can do it, but you don't have to do it when everyone knows what we're going to do, right? Because you can see right. So also the Congress was very much different chemistry back then. There were conservative Democrats that don't exist anymore. People like Evan Bayh and people from the South, there were Southern Democrats that were, but pretty much, different. And so the whole chemistry was different. The Progressive Caucus had maybe 15 members. Now it has 87 members. So things have changed, and it's not that they've become more progressive, but things have moved further from the center.
Yeah,
right?
I think
a centrifugal force.
Yeah.
In some ways, in some ways not. The problem is always the money, though. It doesn't matter what our policy option selections are if you cannot get them passed. And with this current finance system, you could be for Medicare for all day and say I'm for it, but then if I ask you, are you for universal public funding of elections so we can get there, and you say no, then I know you're not really for fucking Medicare.
Well, I'm for that. So
I don't live here, and I'm not. My quarrel is not with you. It's the people who claim they want all these progressive things, but will not admit. But they really want to keep raising money and keeping that shit, right? That's what they really want, and so they can keep talking about Medicare for all and never fix it. And that's where I get pissed off, right? Because I really want to change it.
But I've noticed time looks like he's getting bored, so let's move to
my man's never had a peach, Jason. You think I give a fuck? He's never tasted a nectarine.
I'm just sitting here. I don't care about politics.
He's learning.
So
he's getting my life.
Yeah,
he's living his best life with his church.
I'm fine.
I'm gonna get into probably his most famous film now, right? 1987. Reiner had long been obsessed with William Goldman's novel, The Princess Bride. He first read it in his 20s and declared it his favorite book of all time. Fox only greenlit the film after several other directors, Robert Redford, Norman Jewison, John Boorman, I love John Boorman, and Francois Truffaut, among them, failed to mount it. Reiner then assembled a cast of comedy legends and up-and-comers. Behind the scenes, the production was a mix of meticulous planning and serendipity. For example, Andre the Giant, who plays the giant Fezzik, could barely learn lines. Like, Reiner recorded Andre's entire part on tape and told him to rehearse it like a song.
Is that MJ?
Andre.
Who's that? Who's that noise?
Yeah.
I think that's my cat.
I think a cat.
That's your cat?
That's not mine.
I thought for sure it was MJ.
No. There's a red light that shows that I'm on air, and MJ does not come here.
Oh, good. That's good. That's nice.
What the hell? What is that?
It's a kangaroo caught.
I thought he's ripping off farts or something.
I think someone's. It's a like a hedge trimmer, I think, or something.
Oh, okay.
So Andre also had an infamous. He could barely learn his lines, and he also had an infamous love of cocktails. Reportedly, reportedly he had 3 bottles of cognac and 2 bottles of wine, and it only made him tipsy.
What a legend!
He joked that they had to lock him out of the minibar. Wallace Shawn, who plays Vizzini, was so brainy that on a day off he lectured at Oxford, but then on set he was petrified of being fired. He told Entertainment Weekly he was convinced that Danny DeVito would replace him every time he flubbed a line. William Goldman, who wrote the script, was famously anxious during shooting. On day 1, he could be heard murmuring prayers off camera. And when Robin Wright, who plays Princess Buttercup's character's dress caught on fire in the fire swamp scene, Goldman panicked and screamed, "Oh my God, her dress is on fire," even though he'd scripted it himself. Carrie Elwes, who plays Wesley, absolute legend, even insisted on performing a dangerous stunt, the quicksand plunge, where he dives into the quicksand himself. And after months of fencing practice, he still ended up actually getting knocked out by Mandy Patinkin, who plays Inigo during Patinkin, who plays Inigo during their duel. Reiner kept that take and editing it in so you see Ellis go limp and carry on. All of these quirks contribute, I feel like, to why The Princess Bride feels so alive on screen. It's just like a bunch of mishaps, and just, it's kind of like this is Spinal Tap in a way, but it was obviously scripted. But
it's interesting. He uses different actors every time too. Like a lot of directors, like they'll go back and to use the same ones. Right? He's always got different people, which is interesting.
Billy Crystal's in all his movies.
Christopher Guest seems to be Christopher Guest.
Oh, Christopher Guest, yeah.
He's in a lot of them,
but I love that he's like a big improv actor, but then in The Princess Bride, he's like the most stone cold guy ever in that movie, which is, I think, really interesting. Time. Take it away. Say everything you want to say about The Princess Bride right now, please. I want to hear you talk.
I watched Saw instead because I watched the most famous movie from every actor that was in this to make up for this movie. Yeah,
and then I wrote a Polanski treatment of the script, a rewriting.
Why I defend Polanski. Part 2.
You think Saw is more famous than The Princess Bride? Would you?
I wasn't gonna watch this movie. I have to watch the next.
It's close.
The next most famous.
Right. No, I saw this when I was a young time. When I was a little time.
I'm gonna take you on a date.
Baby time.
No, I think I sat in front of the TV and watched it.
You never dated your mom. That's not
never did. No,
shows.
Damn. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie as a young man. I thought it was very, very fun to watch. And I had seen it a couple times since then, but not. I probably haven't seen it like in 10, 15 years. So watching it again, I was telling Flame, she's like, "Oh, I don't think I've ever seen it." Or like I didn't. She said she didn't see it, or she didn't like it, whatever. And I go, "This movie's crazy. It's a banger. What are you talking about?" And then I sat down, I pushed play, and I'm like, "Oh my god, what if it's bad? What if it's just all nostalgia?" I'm screw myself.
And
it's great.
Yes.
It's the charming. It's very charming.
The thing that you don't understand as a little baby, is how things move and how things are structured in movies, and you experience them now. This is probably one of the few movies that I know where the tempo and the pacing is perfect. Everything has a purpose. Everything moves. The story moves exactly as it should. The dad, or the grandpa, is telling a story, and he's telling a story like he would tell a kid, and it feels like he's telling a story. Like you're going along the journey with him. Like you're that Savage kid. Is it Fred Savage?
Yeah. Fred Savage.
Yeah. You feel like you're him listening to your grandpa tell the story. It's really good. What, JC? What do you want?
I want to quickly mention that whole framing device wasn't in the book. That was created by William Goldman for the movie.
Oh, with the grandpa reading the story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the original book it's basically it's a writer telling, like it's an author telling the audience the story, and he puts like little inserts in the outside, but like he was like, this isn't going to work for a movie, so instead he switched it to a grandpa son telling the story. But yeah, okay, continue on.
Okay. And then Flame said she didn't. I don't know what she says anymore. I can't get everything wrong apparently, so whatever. But I don't like
it, dog. She don't want it.
Even when Fred Savage would like interrupt the story, and it would like it didn't feel like it was interrupted. It felt like it was just, hey, let me tell you something real quick, and then like you continue on. It didn't feel like it impacted the story.
Felt like me, what I just did.
Yeah, like that.
What I just did.
Yeah. I thought everyone in this movie was fantastic. I mean, Andre the Giant is a mess.
He's great.
And I know he's a wrestling, so I was like, he's just a huge hulking guy. He was very charming, very likable. I think I just love this movie.
He passed away before the movie was released. Am I right?
Did he?
Really? I don't think so.
I feel like I read that. Hold on.
I saw a documentary.
Yeah, no, you keep going. I'll look it up. I'll confirm that.
Yeah, I enjoyed this movie more than I did as a kid, obviously, because you get older and you know more things, and to appreciate it as I don't want to say as a filmmaker, but like knowing the intricacies of making a film to a certain extent. I really enjoyed it. I didn't see anything. I don't have any negative opinions or anything to say bad about this movie. I think it's a fantastic movie from beginning to end. I think it's just great.
I love a movie that's a comedy that's hilarious, and there's no dirty comedy. It's all family like approved, right? It takes a little bit more skill to do it like that, and it's so charming. A
lot of physical comedy too, which you don't really see nowadays.
Well, that's what you have to do if you're not going to say cunt. You can't say cunt at Christmas anymore.
Everyone knows that. Yeah. The physical. What's the main guy's name again? Cary
Elwes.
Wesley.
Wesley. Yeah. I just love the way that he was ragdolling around at the end. And you're just picking him up and moving. And sometimes Andre the Giant was like just throwing him around. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he like broke his back.
Right. It takes a lot of skill to do that. Like, just like appear limp. It's so hard. Yeah. And just like, and also keep up like the comedy chops. Like,
yes.
Yeah. There's a movie that performance. Yeah. There's a movie that performance reminded me a lot recently of, which was Upgrade. Have you seen Upgrade, the action movie? Basically, what happens in that movie? It stars Logan Marshall Green. It's an action movie, but basically, like a robot takes over his body and is able to like do all these like awesome moves that he can't do. So he had to do all of this action stuff while his head had to remain like natural, like as if he's not controlling his body, and he was doing all of this comedy stuff like while doing like all of this, but his face was like acting just like normal and like and also just hilarious. And that's kind of what Cary Elwes does in this. Like his face is obviously normal, but his body is limp, so he has to like express himself through his face. And he was
deadpan like most of the time too, which is good.
Yeah. The not in pain, the to the pain speech is like one of my favorite just monologues of all time. Like, to the pain. Yeah. First I'll cut off your arms, and then I'll cut off your legs, and then I'll cut off your ears. Yeah. And like he keeps thinking, then you'll cut off my nose. He's like, no. Then I'm keeping your eyes open so you can stare at everyone who is staring at this limbless, earless thing that like it's just like.
This movie was very Monty Python coded too, but like an Americanized version in some ways. You could tell that Rob Reiner really, because obviously in Spinal Tap, there's also references to that.
The whole scene where like the Battle of Wits was just so over the top and like ridiculous.
yeah, the iocane powder. I still make the iocane powder like from Australia. Like, I reference that all the time. Like the fact it's from Australia means.
I love how it was going on like not too long, but it was going on for a while, and then he's like, "Are you finished?" And he's like, "Not even close."
That was a really good Wallace Shawn impression, my friend.
Yeah.
Good job.
Not even close. I can't do it as well.
I might be selecting a Wallace Shawn movie for the podcast. There's nothing bad about this movie. The only thing I would say is like it's a little stagey. It's a little bit. I
think it's a storybook, so it like opens up like that. It's like a very flat background. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
Yeah, but I find the colors like quite washed out. I feel like it could have been a little more colorful, like for a storybook. But I do, and I love the guy in the pit, who is like the pit of despair. You're gonna be fine, mate. He's just like some British guy. It's so good. It's so well done.
The torture scene is interesting in that movie because it's kind of like not family horrific. At some point. It's kind of fucking scary, right? And it's interesting.
And then Rob Reiner, he can do everything. He ends up making Misery, which is a horrifying movie, just terrifying. Yeah, Misery is so good. He can do everything.
He won an Academy Award for that, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Did anyone get nominated for The Princess Bride? Was that?
I don't think so. I think those two like family movies really didn't get nominated back then.
Also, I confirmed that Eric Andre is an interesting choice for the sequel. Andre the Giant.
Andre 3000.
Queen Bride instead of Princess Bride.
Did see the film. And he was a big fan of the film. He got an advanced copy of the movie.
But did he die before it came out?
No, it came out on time.
Okay.
He considered it one of the best experiences of his life, which is so good. And there was a really good quote on the Wikipedia article. I'll find it. Let me find it. Where is it?
Did you know that
I can't find it.
Andre 3000, Andre Benjamin, plays the flute now exclusively?
He knows how to play the flute.
He just plays the flute and he released an album.
I know. Recently. I don't think he knows how to play the flute. Though.
And then he walks around you'll see him in like Colorado, like at the mall playing the flute, and like people see him and they're like, "Aren't you like a famous outcast?" And he's like, "Yep, I play the flute now."
That's what I do.
Cool. He's following his passion. He's trying to get good. Good for him.
Yeah.
Maybe the third album is better. I don't know.
Andre was hesitant to take the part on the account of the fact that the film's dialogue was in English, but while he was French, and because he was a professional wrestler, not an actor.
He cut promos in English. What is he talking
about? For his part, Andre found his participation was a gratifying experience, considering that no one stared at him on set during production as a kind of freak, but instead simply treated him as a fellow member of the cast, which I think is lovely. And I love that scene where he's pretending to be the Dread Pirate Roberts. He's like, I am the Dread Pirate
in the cloak.
He looks so silly. It's so cute. I love that. Also, I didn't realize I've been me and my dad have been watching Columbo for
that's weird. Your Peter Falk obsession.
I had no idea that the grandpa was Peter Falk. Idea.
You had no idea. You've been watching Columbo for months. Columbo is the most impression, the easiest. Everyone knows who Columbo. What are you talking about?
I didn't know that Peter Falk was in The Princess Bride. I had no idea. That grandpa character that I loved as a kid was the same guy that I've been falling in love with again in another show. That was just a huge moment.
Your love is a lie, JC, because if you loved him, you would have recognized him.
Twice.
The people I love, I recognize.
Have you ever wanted to fall in love with someone a second time? That's what
every day.
I fell in love with
every morning.
I love you, Peter Falk. Mate, God.
I don't fucking love Peter. How do you see him that beautiful man come on the stage and you don't recognize him in a beautiful film, a role that this ancient king presents, a family movie, and then you don't see him?
No, I saw him when I watched it this time, right? I didn't know that his name was Peter Falk when I watched it.
You didn't. We were not aware of Peter Falk at the time.
Yeah. And then I was
I'll accept that.
Columbo, and then I watched this one. I was like, oh my God, it's Peter Falk. I had no idea that guy that was Columbo, this whole time.
That's a good shout out by Peep. There is a podcast that goes over the Columbo show, and it's called the Columbros.
Oh my God, we should do a mashup. What if three grandmas and the Columbros got together and we did a fucking Peter Falk retrospective? See, I wish we had opportunities like that.
Also, there's this thing.
We're going viral. That's
I
true.
don't know what it's called. This term or this way of making names. But when I was a teenager and I wanted to think of Halloween costumes, I didn't want to go as one thing. I wanted to go as a combination of two things, but they had to be two existing things to where you can mash up the names and it makes one name. You know what I'm talking about?
I
don't know what it's called though.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name.
No,
it's not an anagram. No.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, I just come up with a bunch of them, and they were all funny to me. But
so not funny for everyone else.
No,
for anyone
else.
Funny.
They're very funny.
Funny to you.
But Pete just mentioned a good one. Eric Andre and Andre 3000. It'd be Eric Andre 2000.
3000. I love that.
Eric Andre 3000, the giant. Yeah. It's a triple threat. You can be a thruple.
No, because the 3000 splits it. The 3000 splits it.
Yeah,
I know what it's called. Memento.
Well. Yeah. Oh, Nombies is in chat. Hi, Nombies. I love you. You're the best.
And then Nombies wants to know what he did that was weird because he's self-aware now.
He didn't do anything weird. Okay?
See that, Nombies? He misspoke. He just had a misspoke. He's had a tough time with a lot of stuff today. He was trying to read the thing before and he was struggling.
I put a lot of effort into this episode.
So I know. I know. You did a great job.
Okay, so it's not a Memento. It's not that.
Okay.
It's different.
And not an anagram, not a.
No.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We can easily Google it, but we won't. That's the crazy part.
I tried to Google it. I was trying to Google it right now. I couldn't find anything.
That's Sunny. She knows.
So yeah, I mean, obviously we all love The Princess Bride. Obviously he's made other great films. Like I said, Stand By Me is incredible. I think River Phoenix is an impeccable actor in that film, just one of the best child actors ever, and it's sad that his career was cut short, but at least his brother is continuing his legacy. Obviously I mentioned Misery as well. Misery's incredible. It showed that he has way more in his arsenal. He can do horror too. Just such a talent,
such a
man.
thriller. That's almost like a Hitchcock movie, because there's a lot of scenes where he's got to escape. It's about a writer. It's a Stephen King novel, and the writer gets in a car accident, and this crazy nurse saves him, but she's really controlling him through medication and pain manipulation because she wants him to finish writing this series of books, this romantic series, right? And then if you read I read the book, and like in the book they have the storyline of the book he's writing in the book too. So like Stephen King's writing 2 books at the same time. A lot of that shit I've skipped, I swear to God, because it really was too much of a slog, but it was kind of like, but it's an amazing thriller because there's a lot of like, oh, she has to go get groceries. And so he's trying to get to the fucking medicine thing, to get the knife, to get to the phone, and like she
has to do it slowly because
it's such a masterful directorial. Like if you want to see great tension and release, it's a wonderful movie. I think that's one of.
And that's the thing. He just like he's talented. Guy. He's just so talented. So Rob Reiner was known as a force for good, and that's at the root of the extraordinary outpouring of grief following news that the actor and filmmaker had been stabbed to death, along with his second wife and creative partner, Michelle Singer Reiner, in their Los Angeles home. The LAPD. Yes. PT. That's a great game.
The police terrorists.
The LAPD confirmed that the couple's son, Nick Reiner, who struggled with drug addiction throughout his adult life and wrote a movie about his experiences, 2015's Being Charlie, that his father directed, was booked for the murders. I didn't know.
That would have been chilling to watch, right? Because like to find out this ending.
Yeah. The tragedy occurred 3 days after the Reiners co-hosted a Democratic Party fundraiser headlined by Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, love him, and Conan O'Brien, love him. And one day after the family attended a holiday party at O'Brien's house. Nick Reiner was a guest there, and witnesses told the New York Times that Rob and Nick had a heated argument with the father, warning his son that his behavior was inappropriate. Then came an everyday horror that occurs in households across countries and cultures. Its savagery was all the more disturbing, knowing what a compassionate, affected man Rob Reiner was in life and work. The deeper you dig into his life story, the more influence is revealed. Some of it is accidental, but more seems to be the byproduct of specific choices. Of course, without Reiner, Stillman and Linklater probably don't make it into the art house pantheon. Branagh doesn't get to hold the record for the longest theatrically released Shakespeare film. John Sayles doesn't make one of his masterpieces, Lone Star. And the 4 young leads of Stand By Me, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, River Phoenix, and Will Wheaton, chart very different courses through the film industry. Everything I have is because of Rob Reiner, O'Connell said, Jerry O'Connell. Phoenix doesn't play the son of Harrison Ford in The Mosquito Coast, which was filmed 9 months after Stand By Me wrapped. And Ford doesn't recommend him to Steven Spielberg to play the young Indiana Jones in the franchise's 1989 installment, The Last Crusade.
He was so good at that.
Yeah. Wheaton likely doesn't end up on the bridge of the USS Enterprise as Wonderkind Wesley Crusher in the 1987 pilot of Star Trek The Next Generation, which was shot 1 year after Stand By Me's release. Princess Bride actors Robin Wright and Carrie Elwes. Sorry, I need to go back to the article. Blah, 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 blah. Robin Wright and Carrie Elwes don't get briefly vaulted onto the A-list, laying the foundation for decades of steady employment. Nor does Kathy Bates, a barely known theater and film actress, win an Oscar for playing Annie Wilkes in Misery. Mandy Paddington, Willis Shawn.
It's not Manny Paddington. Mandy Patinkin. Say Patakin. It's not Pachinko. It's not Mandy Pachinko. It's Patakin. Patakin. Say Patakin. Patakin.
Is it Patakin?
Patinkin.
Starring Liam Neeson.
Patinkin. There you go.
Mandy Patinkin and Wallace Shawn don't become actors who can't eat out without being asked for autographs and selfies. Reiner knew he was a significant figure. He didn't lack for nominations and awards or industry appreciation for the money he made for studios, and he knew his success was no accident. He was a Nepo baby after all, the son of singer-actor Estelle Reiner and writer-actor Carl Reiner, the creator of The Dick Van Dyke Show. Maybe that's why he didn't pull punches. Reiner was a persistent critic of President Donald Trump from the 2016 campaign for an MSNBC appearance 6 weeks ago, in which he said the American people need to be warned that their democracy is being taken from them. A day after Reiner's murder, a Trump social media post called him a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star. Can you put that up on the screen, Tom? Can you put that up?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah. Can you put that up on the screen?
Hold on.
I might just make you full screen.
Hold on, don't do it. Hold on, don't do it. Hold on.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how to do that. Hold on, give me
what?
Fill time.
I'll continue. Yeah, by having. Hold on. How do I just pick so that you're the one that's being shown?
You just pin me, I think.
There we go. Yeah.
You can't say "cunt" at Christmas anymore.
And he held a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star. And
why would somebody think to say that, Peep? Like, why would you even think to say that, let alone write it? Let alone if somebody's at their kitchen table, let alone the president of the United States has the time to be that fucking nasty.
Yeah.
And what the fuck is wrong with him? And why would I trust him to make any decisions about my beautiful country?
It's insane. It's insane.
His judgment is fucking whack.
Yeah, and held him responsible for the murders due to the anger he caused others by having Trump derangement syndrome.
He made it about himself.
Even Trump's Republican colleagues have condemned the response.
Oh, yeah, right. They'll condemn it, and then they'll do what he says for the next fucking 9 months. I'm so tired of that shit, too. Don't condemn it and then fucking carry water for the thing. I was watching the Ben Shapiro interview with Gavin Newsom on stream today, and the whole thing was like, "Hey, Gavin, I'm not a bad conservative. I say nice things, and I read books all the time, but I still want all the crazy things that the fucking crazy ones want, right? He wants to be thanked for being civil, right? When that used to be the baseline. You know?
It's not enough. It's not enough.
No, it's not enough, dog. It's not enough. It's like if I say please, can I take it?
I think everyone's finished the tweets.
I'm good.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah. When an artist goes out so abruptly in such a horrifying way, it inevitably affects how you experience their work. Rewatching bits and pieces of the director's filmography this week, the ongoing investigation in the killings of Reiner and his wife kept intruding. At the end of Stand By Me, Reiner shows Chris walking away from Gordy in a long shot while narration by the adult Gordy Richard Dreyfuss tells us that Chris escaped his abusive household, left Castle Rock, and even managed to go to college. But Chris died intervening in a confrontation between two gunmen at a gas station, one unarmed, the other with a knife. He was stabbed in the throat, Gordy says. He died almost instantly. Reiner doesn't flash forward to the murder or the funeral. He holds on Chris walking away, then dissolves to the same shot without Chris in it. Chris's exit became even more affecting 7 years after Stand By Me's release, when Phoenix died of an overdose. It's such an original and a powerful way to show a sudden death that John Singleton borrowed it for Doughboy's demise in Boys in the Hood. Singleton died of a stroke in 2019 when he was just 51. The scene now carries so many unintentional associations. I thought it would buckle under the weight of life. Watching again, this is Matt talking now. Watching again, I thought of Chris and Gordy and Doughboy, Phoenix and Singleton, and now Rob and Michelle. And yet, for all the unwanted thoughts that compete with King's fiction, the scene is what it always had been. One of the great moments in American cinema, one where past and present, youth and maturity, life and death merge within the snow globe of art. Love has teeth, Gordy says. They bite. The wounds never close. And I think that's where I'm going to leave my kind of readout of his life. I think Matt said it best. Shout out to Matt Zola Sites. He's such a good writer. But yeah, I'm feeling emotional now. How are you guys feeling? Are you guys feeling okay?
All right.
Okay, good.
It's a tragedy. Of course, it's a terrifying way to die, to be stabbed to death. It doesn't go half fast. And then the fact that this wife got stabbed to death too, and so one of them had to watch the other one get stabbed to death is crazy. and like I don't know what the fuck happened, but like that's nuts. That's like everyone's worst fucking horror story that you could have. Your own child, right? That's nuts.
Yeah. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together like a montage of his movies, and I'm going to put that on the YouTube instead of doing one of the segments. I'm just going to put together like a montage of his work and clips and set to the Memento Mori music, Remember by Young Fathers. I think that'll be a good send off. At least
you don't want to Stand By Me?
No, because this show's called Memento Mori, so I'm going to use the music from that.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this or had fun talking about.
Fun.
How do you feel, Tom?
Good.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah.
Good.
I mean,
join us tomorrow.
I think we should hear Trump's side of the story, but whatever. You just want to.
I would love to hear what the fuck his side.
Let's get him on.
No. I apologize. It's all about Rob. I apologize.
Now, are they going to let Trump speak at his funeral, or do you think no, JC?
Did they have the funeral already or no?
Would they allow him to have the eulogy?
I don't know.
I'm sure they have. Yeah, because you're a Jew, you have to be buried within 2 weeks. That's the law of
Jew rules.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The
I'm not going to say Jew rules. I don't even feel comfortable saying Jew.
He would have loved that
because that's the correct term.
He would have loved Jew rules. He would have 100%
he would have loved it. Jules.
He was a mensch. Rob Reiner was a mensch. Everyone I know and anyone who ever talked about him in this little world always said he was serious about the issues. He cared of his shit, and he really knew how to get shit done, and he was very smart, and like he would use it as a strength that people thought of him as meathead, quote unquote, or thought he was goofy or silly because nobody took him seriously, and that's why he could do so much fucking crazy kung fu, because he underestimated is always the strongest position.
And join us tomorrow. We're reviewing a childhood movie of mine, which I won't name because it'll ruin the vibe. But I'm looking forward to that too. I'm sure Rob Reiner was a big fan of it too. So
he loved Digimon.
He loved Digimon.
It's Digimon.
But you know what? You know what's really interesting is like at the end of every episode, we always go out with a salute. And
wait, can I ask you a real quick question before we exit?
Nope.
JC?
Yeah.
Did you watch Time Bandits?
No, I didn't watch Time Bandits.
Have you seen it ever?
No, I hadn't seen it.
Okay, well, I
knew I wasn't going to be on the episode a week before.
Well, I just might enjoy it. Is all I'm saying.
No, I will watch it.
I'm just wondering what your take was on it because I
let the record show. Prag and I have still have in the chamber because we've watched it. Amelia Perez.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna watch it.
You still watch? You didn't watch that one?
Please, then I have to review it again.
Forget it.
You never have to watch that. That you don't want to watch that review because I'm gonna fucking shit on it.
I'm looking forward. I'm probably going
crazy
to as well.
And the fact,
So this is exactly how A Few Good Men ended, with a salute. That's how the movie ends.
That's how you guys salute. You guys have to have this angle, and it has to be near your eyebrow. Like this is the angle, right? And it has to be sharp. Angle.
I'm doing more.
Fold the thumb.
It wasn't Demi Moore. It was him and
Are we out yet? You're not supposed to hold your salute.
Yeah. I don't know. Bye.
Yeah, he's the one that presses it.